So, what I'm doing right now, I'm actually driving to the bank. In 92, 91, 92 beginning. That's how it was. That's how I was doing. I was driving to the bank and no connections to internet. I mean whatever people explore today, which is, I consider is not internet, but since everybody is calling internet, I just say internet, but it's not internet. But anyway, in 92 it was not any system to log in, no banks to check, nothing. It was not even connection from home to the system, because it wasn't any system, like I said. So I was driving to the bank in Minneapolis. I had Chevy, used old Chevy car, and I didn't have big bank account. But that's how I was doing business with the bank. I had no online, nothing. So today, because honestly I had certain problems, somebody wanted to take money from my account. My bank actually canceled my debit card and they say we're gonna issue a new one. So for me to get money, I need to go with the cash options, which is like I go back to bank and get cash. They told me you can use digital card. They came up with some kind of digital card. I have Bank of America. But digital card basically is just for online certain transactions. It's not for normal use. I do have second bank, small account, second bank. I can use that one, but I just decided to record video on banks, so I just continue. Now, if you look at any bank today, they look the same as before in 92. People the same can walk in and stuff like that. And to get cash you need to go to ATM. In 92, when I came to e-commerce part and payment, I actually had a certain way which is not used today, but I didn't say that, but I think it's more secure actually. So in order to make any transactions, that was my original way that I kept silent. So in order to make any transactions, my future plan was to make a slot inside of laptop, computer or computer where you can put your card in, and when you have any transactions, beside any numbers and beside whatever you store on their platform or store or bank, you need a physical card to put in, and then computer would recognize. So that would be like an additional option. So my original way actually of payment is having a physical card to slide in and remove. And even today, after so many years, I still think it's one of the best ways and the most secure ways. But it's, from what I remember, I didn't say that. Certain things I didn't say to my ex-wife. So my e-commerce in some way they implemented, but they didn't implement completely. Good or bad, I actually wanted to be involved. My original plan to be involved, but it just happened this way. It was basically behind my back and used, but they used most of it, but few things they still didn't use, like email, searching email by date, ahead by date. It's not used, or sliding the bank card inside of computer to authorize transaction. That's not used. So right now I'm driving towards the bank, okay? And it's actually one of the biggest banks in the United States, maybe even the biggest one. It's called Chase. Look, Chase. So I do go sometimes to Chase. I have Chase too. If you ask him a question, be it Chase or Bank of America, which is the biggest bank, did you have anything before 92 for customers? If they will go through their papers and statistics and everything, they will say no, believe me. No matter what stories somebody is telling about the internet, they did not have banking for people. And honestly, with internet, like I said before, to me, I have no clear picture how banking online would look like with real internet configuration, which is like computers and wires between. Normally it's like a building. There is one computer and then another building, another computer, third building, third computer, and wires between. That would be internet. That's the original way. It was used mostly somewhere. I've never seen it actually. What I've seen is more like not internet. It is a computer in one building, computer in another building, and cables between, but not interconnected. Because honestly, interconnection, it means, what's interconnection means? Somebody is connected to few places in one time. And I would say it's very controversial. Very controversial. If it's secure, if you're connected to one person, it's less risk. To me, it's less risk. But if it's interconnected, it means cables go to few places in one time. That's interconnection, right? Because interconnection assume if you lose signal on one end, on one line, you have another line. Okay? This is Bank of America. Look, Bank of America. So if Bank of America has for instance cables from one computer to another one, let's say to certain building. Now if they have one cable going, it's one thing, but if they have at the same time 5 cables going, just for the purpose of interconnection, then risk will change. To me, the risk will change because I have different cables going, and I'm not sure about other ends. What if they want to get in? What if those people want to get in? inside of my computer. Yeah, maybe they're disconnected or whatever. Maybe they're connected. Maybe somebody quickly will connect. You see what I mean? So I'm not sure if it's true or not. This internet started in Russian army. Yeah, for army is one thing. For army, yeah, if the army is not banking. Banking to me is completely different than army network. Army network means, yeah, if one is losing, then you have another option to go to other computer. I've seen that configuration. Basically, it's like what they have is like three wires, basically three cables from one computer. Three cables. One go to left side, another go to right side, and another in the middle. So if you are contacting person like say straight, okay, over there, and if there is a problem with that cable, well, if it's Russian army, it means whatever problem can be because of certain things. Then you have option to go left or right. So their network is like a kind of a circle. That would be interconnected network. Now, in case of bank, I have one going here, one there, one there. If I consider security, sometimes I think for banking it's not very secure for me to have one straight, one left, one right. Is that something considered as secure? I think personally it is lower security to me. Yeah, I can say I can disconnect cables. Maybe they're close by. But what if somebody walk in close very quick? If I go to lunch, what if somebody walk in and connect cables and do something and disappear? Then you have other level of security. Then you need to have cables. You need to have a watchdog for some cables. What you have, what they do with it, because you have one computer and a few cables. So what they, I don't know what they have in mind. You see, so it's kind of like hidden cables, but they're for use in case of some problem. You can have other cables. So now, in my case, I came to the system, so I don't have all those triple connections to one computer. For me, it's banking. Banking for me is like, I would say, it's financial business. First of all, like 92, it was a financial business. You walk in, you get money, but if you do online, I would say, need to follow certain way which is considered secure. And honestly, I don't even think that interconnected network is secure. I did say about backup. So in my case, I assume backup. If one line is broken or something, I need to have a second one, just as a backup line. But it will not go through like internet. They go through some computers to reach a certain point. They go through a certain way, so they are connected in a certain way that you go through other users. To me, to go through other users, if I am connected to the bank, in case of internet, why do I need to go? If the line is broken, why do I need to go through other users? For banking, I think it's less security, because if I have go through other users, maybe they can do something too. So for me, I did consider a straight line. And if you look at my system, I have a straight line between user and my system. So it should be secure on my system, right? But and it should be secure on that long distance line. but I don't really need any other users, really. I want to actually eliminate users. So for me, just a single way with backup line, that's good enough. That's how my system was. So I don't need to have any interconnections. I actually don't even believe interconnected network is good for banking. I don't believe. And if you look at internal networks of banks, most likely they're not interconnected. They are not. Because if one bank is contacting another bank, they just have straight cable. They don't need interconnected. Interconnected means it will go. If you look at the original, what they call topography or layout of network, it is going through other users. So if one line, straight line is broken, it goes through other users. Maybe they have outside, but somehow it goes through other users. You don't have backup line to the same person. In my case, I have a backup line to the same person, but I don't have what they call it, that through other users line. And I think it's more secure. To me, honestly, it's more secure. That's why I don't even afraid to say my system is not internet, because I don't even think internet is good for banking, for instance, or for e-commerce. I think maybe for Russian army, for their purpose, is okay, but for banking, honestly, I don't think so. For banking, I would consider a secure line, which is like, for instance, Russian army doesn't use. Russian army could use maybe for computer, whatever cable they have. In my case, I might go with super secure cable they don't have. And original topography is only one cable. I would have backup, so I have two secure. So, but my network is not internal. Between banks, they still have their computers and they still have certain things going. I'm not trying to get connected to their computers. And in 92, I was not trying to get connected to their computers. I even said my system should work with my own language, my own ways, and most likely it will not work even with them. I'm okay. My system is not working with any bank system because it's not secure for them, and it's actually somewhere not secure for me, because if everybody has the same, in some way for me maybe lower security. So I assume even if I have my own ways, I'm okay with it. So if you look at many banks of that time, like I said, they had internal networks, and right now they have whatever they offer to people. Whatever they offer to people, most likely, because that's how I had my system, most likely it's not sitting on their computers, internal computers, like before. Suppose I was showing you Chase Bank. They have computers inside for whatever accounts they have, and they have computers to work with other banks. Now, in my case, when people explore my system, and that's the same Chase and everything, is not sitting here. It's not sitting inside of that building. Even if they have account there, but in my case, everything is not there. In my case, like I said, it is an external system outside of everybody. So, in my case, my banking, I would say like Colorado or someone east side, I put system. All accounts, and everything, whatever you offer to the public, the platform, would be sitting there. So to me, I'm okay, they still have that one, but whatever account numbers, it should be duplicated. Whatever inflows, outflows, it just duplicated. But it's only duplicated, but impossible to affect. That part kind of a little bit strange, but so all the numbers duplicated, but impossible to affect those computers. So for instance, based on my 92 system, you access the site, right? The Chase site, and you go to your account. And that account doesn't come from this bank I was showing you. It would come from, like, say, Colorado. Okay. Now, who is gonna put there? Who's gonna put the numbers? Yeah, for the site, for the bank, for the look, for the products, loans, and all that. I don't need to duplicate. I just make a site. It's just sitting there. But if someone want to see the balance and all that, then somehow it should be duplicated or updated. The information should be updated. So when person log in, it would update whatever he had there in the bank. So from this bank I was showing you, that information would be given to the package on my system, and on my system it would update information about his account and use that for whatever person is looking for, to see the balance, spending and stuff like that. But they still have their computers and all the information they still have. It doesn't disappear. So in my case, in case of banking, I did say, yeah, they still have there, but they put information on my computers. Like in case of account numbers, they would put information there. Or like automatically, yeah, they made automatically, but that way it should be secure. Basically, it's a secure way duplicating, updating information and putting on computers for exploring, but you still have your computers over there. Now, when you have transactions between banks, you use your bank's computers and it would go through your system. I never said you need to completely forget your network. I never said that. I even said they still have their network, because I did assume that the secure network, whatever you had, you still have it. It's just for my people to explore, to check things. I need that information for them to see. That's how it is. I'm not trying to replace your network. All it is, I'm just trying to provide something they can see. So if I go online, before 92 they didn't go online, but like in 92 they go online. So they go online, they see the bank, they see everything, right? I did say about checking the balance. That was my original. Anything else is optional. I would need to negotiate with the bank if they want to allow transaction on my network. Not that one, but on my network. So people go online and they use my system, my computers, my platforms, right? Even if it's your site, originally it is on my system. It's that system, that platform and software is not sitting on your. For people to explore all that, some call to their website. It's not website, it's sites. Sites, that's my original sites. That name is not really correct, because it's not really his innovation, and it's not his really design for banking, because it's not his system. So suppose site, bank sites. So all the sites you have, including banking, people explore. And like I said, I had balance, right, to see the balance. So to see the balance, you need to provide with it, but you are providing for an external new system. You're not providing that information for your own computers. You already have everything for your own computers. All you do is you are providing information for my computers, because in 92, like I said, all I had is a bunch of internal systems. Nobody like it to be connected to internal system, believe me. Like I can show you this one right now. I'm just watch. See those big buildings outside. See those big buildings. One is Deload, I think it's called, that one, the kind of square. And the other building, you see big buildings. So, suppose I go right now, assume I'm 92, right, at the time I was thinking. Suppose I go right now and I say you have a bunch of internal networks, or one big internal network. I want to be connected. And I want to, like all these people, you know, let me show you, all these people, you see the parking lot. You have all this parking lot. We want to be connected. We want to be connected. We want everybody to explore. We want to explore everybody, and we want everybody to be connected. Now, realistically, like I said, they had internal networks. They would have a lot of restrictions and a lot of those authorized, non-authorized personnel, right? What's internet? To make internet, you would need to just put the cable between them to your user. You would need to connect your user to them, to those buildings. In reality, my system is not connecting users to those buildings. And if you see today, users are not connected to those buildings. Users connected to the system, and them too connected to this system. So they use some other computers, not like they were using before for internal system, but they use some other computers, including small one, big one, any kind, and they're connected to external system that was my system and intellectual property. It's not the cable, it's not the wires, it's a system, it's a big system. Some call it today computer farms, or some call today servers or whatever. But realistically, internet is only cables. No computers farm, nothing. So those computer farms actually is my system. It's a external system. Like if you look at Google, the big computer places. It's not really a computer farm. It's not a computer farm. It's a system. It's a system with certain packages, a certain layout, right? Farm is only the farm, you know. I can for like whatever they call, like what they call the iCloud, the cloud computer. That would be can be called as farm, but still that's a system. If cable has computers, that's a system. It's not a network. Network doesn't assume computers there sitting in the middle. So if there is a building and another building, there is a wire between, that's network. If between two buildings there are computers, it's a system. It's not a network. Network doesn't have big bunch of computers. That's why I was calling the system. Now, coming back to the big building. So in this case, big buildings, okay, I have a system. I have a system bank. No, I have a system, right? I have a bank. I have these big buildings, right? So my new network in my new system is offering a new service. Oh, it is innovation. It didn't exist. So before, for any of those big buildings, for them to contact the bank, they would need to call on telephone. Now I have a system and I have my sites and design. Now they go online and they see the bank, they see the name, they see, you know, different information, reports and stuff like this, and loans and rates and whatever bank is offering. Now, beside that, they can check information. Okay, they can check information. For them, the same. You don't need transactions, but for big buildings like that, to see a balance. For me, it would be like to see balance, to see inflows, outflows, to see the balance, how much. So in this case, nobody can steal the money, but all you have is just statistics on what you have. That was my original way. Now, and whatever else is optional. Now, if they want to make transaction, they would need to negotiate with the bank how they want to do it. Yes, they can set up for online, or they just stop by the bank or by the phone, by the fax, or any place, any way they want to have. But in any case, they will not use computers they had before, because before they had computers, suppose they had Oracle or IBM computers sitting there for certain network. Now, because my network is new, my system is new, all my computers are outside of their business. Believe me, they're outside. And outside of, you see, like this one, you see, I have Ross, Best Beyond. Take a look over there, Ross, Best Beyond, Hobby Lobby, TJ Maxx, whatever, McDonald's. So with my new system, that's what that's what I came to. You don't have more computers there. I don't tell you to put computers there, and I don't tell you that I want to be connected to you. I don't need to be connected to you, and you don't need to put any computers for my purposes. All it is, basically, suppose this is parking lot. All it is, I just make a building over here, and I put all my computers over here, and I will make sites for everybody. That's what I came tonight to. I will make sites for everybody, or I just use business for everybody. And then I have business for a Deload building. I have sites for TJ Maxx, for Ross, Bed Beyond, Faraways, Maggie, Ano, South Coast Plaza, McDonald's, for anyone. I make sites, and I put here because I told you I will make on this parking lot, suppose on the side of parking lot building, okay, or just buy a building, and I put everything there. I make sites there. So from that point, what do I have? And I have design for the bank. What I have certain network, right? All computers here. Now, how do they access my computer? They don't have any access. They have their own computer, but they don't have access. So I came to idea of my network providers like telephone line, or those providers that. And I had my network too. So my network, until a certain point, I have my network. Suppose from here to there, I put my, and from that point to collect from buildings to my point, I need providers. Because they already have business, telephone business and stuff like this. I don't want to jump on top of it. I just, okay, you do it, you run to my point. Besides whatever you do, you run to my point network, that's it. So they run to my point network, and I have a building. Okay, I have a building over here, and I made sites for everybody. Deload, TJ Maxx, whatever. Now, from this point, if this guy wanna see online, okay, so now he has provider, he has access, okay, to my computer. Now on my computer I have all those stores, right? Now, if this Deloitte wanted to see Bed Bath and Beyond, now what? He just go to my network, and inside of my building there is a site of Bed Bath Beyond. He's checking on Bed Bath Beyond. You see, in this case, he's not using his computer in terms of those big network computers. He's using computer like a small one or even iPod, which is like can be completely different operating system, completely different setup, memory, everything. Today they use it on the phone. So at that time no phone, but suppose like smaller computer. You use smaller computer, you don't need to go to computer room, hook up big cables to anything. You can use any computer, personal computer, right? So in this case, the same Deloitte can access Bed Bath Beyond. I have Ross, he can check Ross too. I have Hobby Lobby, he can check that. I have TJ Maxx, he can check that. Right from that building, he can check all of them, right? That's what my system is. But because I was thinking in terms of international use, I came to the middle of the country or close to big cities. Then I came to long line, international lines, because for me it was important to have long international lines. I came to long international lines, and I was thinking how I'm gonna direct. I came to the direction. So whatever I told you about this Deloitte and small stores, basically it's a smaller version of international network. Now if I want to have international network, suppose this is like a micro country, I can have the same in Arizona. Just whatever I told you here on parking lot, I can make exactly the same in Arizona and put a long line to Arizona. Now how do I know to go to Arizona? So I will change the end from like here, I put the end CA California, and in Arizona I put the end AZ. So if he write ROS.CA like California, it will go here. If he say ROS.AZ, it will go to Arizona, and I have redirecting for this. That's how my system was from 92. That's what I came to. It's not cables, it's not what they say internet, it's not like that. I came to completely different setup and ways. Because for me it was hard to achieve. How do I go from here to Arizona or other country using normal ways? At that time they had no certain network people can explore and can go to other country. There is no way. So I had to evaluate and change and redesign and come up to my version of international network and configuration, and to the point it can work. So I did come to that. And even if they say today web server, web by itself, even if he would come to the web server, first of all, it's not web server. It's a computer for my system, a network computer for my system. Even if the signal will go straight to web server, the web server doesn't know. Okay, I submit something, right? How web server knows? How do I go to Switzerland or to France? Someone should direct him to Switzerland, France. You're not gonna put here computers for every single country. Believe me, my system is not duplicated of other countries. You can, but it's not, in general you don't duplicate all the computers. So if somebody is submitting to this is Switzerland, it does not really go here. It will go to Switzerland, believe it or not. So Europe or whatever closest point they might consider. They can put computers here. Even somebody type Switzerland, it can go to Arizona, but that would be up to them. If it's like they consider for United States market, they can do it. They can program the end, but the computer might be sitting somewhere much closer, but that's optional. It's optional. Now, in case of banking, so beside I was telling you about different story, but so beside those Ross, Best Beyond, suppose I have a bank which is I was showing you recently. So I added the bank, right? And now in that case too, they still have their own internal networks and big computers, computer rooms, whatever they had. Everything is the same. All they have a site which is on my system, not on their system, not on their computers. All it is, they have a system which is inside of my building, right? No, they have not the system. They have a site. They have a site which is on my computers. Okay, they have a site. Or I said optional. They can have a building close to me. Okay, so if somebody is typing their name, it doesn't come from my building, but from the building right next to me or close to me. Doesn't come from very far away. Now, so that bank has the same, suppose Chase Bank. So beside Ross, Best Beyond, Hobby Lobby, and TG Maxx, now have Chase Bank. Now Deloitte is typing Chase, and he's getting the Chase. Now he's not getting the Chase from the Chase Bank. He's getting the Chase from my system, from my building over here, not over there. Now my problem was like, okay, all information is okay, they can see, but in case of the account, to see the numbers, to see account numbers, how do I provide them with the numbers? So that's what I'm saying. In this case, it should be duplicated. Whatever they have there for the account updates, they should put on their platform here for me at my system, because all those guys want to see the numbers. They have recent numbers. But like I said, my condition is not this. Your computers is not over there. I'm not trying to access your building and your computers. All they do is that people are trying to access my computers, and your name is on my computers and your site is on my computer. But for me to get numbers for them, you would need to give me numbers, or you need to put the numbers, or it should be some kind of automatic system that as soon as the numbers updated, it will be updated on my computer, so when people explore, they see the numbers. That's all. How you gonna do it? Well, it can be negotiated. It was probably negotiated, but that was my original banking online for people. That's all I can say. Of course, I was thinking a long time. For me, short talk is short talk, but I would say that's innovation. To me, it's innovation, and I came to that, and I can talk about it. And I'm really surprised that somehow it went through. It is innovation, but it went through, and like look like somehow it appeared and stuff like this, and no person. Okay, no person. Well, I can tell about my part. I did say already, but I can tell about my part, my system banking and stuff like this. I came to international, and so my banking is not only within certain region. It can be international, which is I consider is a new opportunity. Like before, from United States to Switzerland or to France, banking, you need to use telephone. There is nothing on computer, believe me. Right now you can do a lot of things on computer. All it is, you have different end, it will direct you to that system, and the same what I told you, it's over there. You will access that one. That's it. But that part of updating numbers on my system, and I want you to have your numbers on your system. I don't want to replace. So that part should be kind of evaluated and checked, because I don't think it's very secure to completely go with somebody else and I don't really like that idea. I actually like the idea of banks, they still have my numbers, but it's okay. They give numbers to, like, for Explore and to the client with login and all that, secure login. But to me, banking is very important part of my system, which should be very secure, and no wrong people, no wrong things, and no scam artists. You know, I see during this time I've seen so many things. I do watch. I was trying to get money. I do know about my system, but sometimes I see they kind of swimming in some kind of swamp, kind of dirty swamp. Well, first of all, it's not really all legal, because if it should be a talent, somehow they went through all that without original talent, because nobody can talk at innovation center. I do know there is no way somebody else can be the same. So they went through and they play with internet, and then they have all kind of scam artists, some kind of scam going, trying to steal, trying to hack, and all that. I think it's strange. Well, one of my original way, like I said, is a card in a slot in a computer where you put the card. I think that way will eliminate many things, because just saving information on computer and use for purchases, I don't think is good enough. You need some kind of hard card which would authorize. You need to have something that tells about you and you are in possession of that. I don't think it's very secure to have without possession of something, to have transactions. Anyway, if I will remember something more, I will tell more. But so far, I did cover some of banking. The next one, I would say, after banking, I had, like, I will tell about my movie package, which is Netflix, and then I came to online education. So next one I will cover Netflix, and then I will start to talk about online education.